Let's start with the New York City mayor's race. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Dan, where was the first place you heard about the prospect of Mayor Adams getting out of the race?
Mark Halperin, before we
Right
got on
here. Well,
air.
just let's
Yeah,
let's credit the show. The morning meeting had that for
what do
you
you mean?
first, before a cascade of reports, first from the New York Times, then from Politico and others, saying that there's conversations from Trump advisors, doesn't say White House officials, although trust me, White House officials are involved, to see if they can get Adams a job and out of the race, and Sliwa a job and out of the race. And Adams' comments all yesterday were kind of not really
He
defiant.
didn't deny him.
Yeah, and some times his spokespeople denied him, but trust me, he's headed to get out of the race unless he changed his mind. He's a mercurial guy and not a guy with the strongest fidelity to the truth. So you don't ever know if what he's saying is accurate. Curtis Sliwa more defiant. The Cuomo folks don't want to touch this with the 10-foot pole. Here's who is touching it, predictably, Mr. Mamdani. Here he is playing the Trump card. 111, please.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is your read on this situation that Trump is pulling for Cuomo?
Absolutely. And I think Trump is making that very clear that this is his choice for mayor of New York City. It's Andrew Cuomo. And he's willing to use every single tool and tactic at his disposal to try and assist Andrew Cuomo in that same pursuit. And what we're seeing right now is to offer and consider positions for two candidates in this race to try and make this one-on-one. It shows just how threatened he is by what our administration would be, which is a fulfillment of the thing that he ran on but has since betrayed, which is a promise of a more affordable life for Americans.
Slap up Fox if you can. We'll bring in our political analyst, Karl Rove, who's currently live on Fox talking about this. Let's just see if Karl's saying something interesting. Probably is. Interesting guy. Fox, please.
Thereabouts. And so I'd say right now, tactical short-term victory for Mamdani, because we're not talking about what he believes and the weird positions he's taken, particularly in the past. Instead, we're talking about, is Donald Trump trying to defeat him?
Yeah, what I find curious is that, like, Eric Adams didn't just kick this to the curb. He was sort of kind of like hemming and hawing about it. This is the second time now in a month that the New York Times has reported on this. And in early August, they had Andrew Stein, who used to be a city councilman here in New York. Mark Penn was down at the White House. I think at a minimum, they're bending Trump's ear on this. I think then the question goes to, can Trump exact change on Curtis Sliwa and Eric Adams to get a one-on-one contest?
Well, hard to do, particularly if it's one thing if this had happened in June. It's another thing when it happened.
We get Karl's point. Interesting. Here's someone who agrees with Karl Rove that the emphasis on Trump's role in clearing the field for
benefit at this point, because
Cuomo, it ain't great. Richie Torres, political analyst, aka congressperson from New York, 109. Richie Torres tweeted this: Donald Trump has gutted Medicaid and SNAP by $1 trillion to bankroll tax cuts for billionaires. His not so subtle endorsement in a New York City election is nothing short of a kiss of death. So Richie Torres is saying an extreme version of what I believe to be true, which is Cuomo may be delighted if the field is cleared, but if it comes out of this with Trump saying, I want Cuomo, which in effect is what would happen, could be a problem. So gentlemen, we didn't arrange this in advance and you may balk, but I'd love for you to play act a little bit. Say you're Mario Cuomo or Andrew Cuomo's brain trust. How would you be talking about this today in terms of messaging? Just have a conversation amongst yourselves. You're the communications director and the press secretary. Like, how do you do this to make it so it's not the kiss of death? Go ahead.
I think you
no, play act. Talk to each other.
I mean, John, my advice if going into the meeting here is that you focus on the real lives of real people. People endorse all the time. But at the end of the day, this is about who has a better vision for New York. And he is about socialism. And socialism it hasn't worked anywhere in the world. And it's not going to make New York City more affordable. It's not going to make New York City a better place to raise your family and do business. You don't get into the pit or the rabbit hole of who's endorsing you.
Go ahead.
I would just say, I mean, the goal today is to say I'm not seeking the only endorsement I'm seeking are the people of New York every day. I don't really look. I'm not involved in this. What other people do, I mean, the beauty of this is a deal being cut with Sliwa potentially. Again, just they're not. If I'm Cuomo and his people, I say I have nothing to do with this. I'm focused on talking to to your point, to the people of New York about issues that matter to them. What other people do on deals is up to them, knowing that they're going to do it anyway.
you know how sometimes the junior press intern like tries to get in the conversation, right? So I'm the junior press intern. Guys, how about this? Other people can focus on jobs for politicians, failed politicians. I'm going to focus on getting jobs for real New Yorkers.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Oh, and by the way,
I said cappuccino and a stevia. Cappuccino and a stevia.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
I would
Mr.
also
Spicer.
just say that, you know, if you go there, Mamdani's walking away from the Democratic Socialist endorsement. So, I mean, people have endorsements that they like, and people get endorsed by people that they probably wish they hadn't.
Right. All right. So, a lot of uncertainty.
Can I just ask this real quick? Since we play this game real quick. What are the odds right now? We play it on the win, but let's do it. What are the odds that Adams actually takes a deal to get out?
I would say 90%, 85%, 85%.
Wow.
Because he's so mercurial, but it's happening. It's happening.
You do realize one of the things that here's why I'm intrigued by this. The guy wouldn't take and cannot get in Senate confirmed, right? He would never take, because they would take. So you're basically taking a staff job, potentially. The rumor is at HUD. I just
here's the dirty little secret about this whole thing. The guy's at 7%. He's the incumbent, and he's at 7%. So play out the alternative: a staff job at HUD versus losing with less than 10% of the vote.
Fair, right.
But Sean, don't underestimate his desire to make money.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
he wants a job. His whole world is New York City, right? He wants clients in 2 years around the world and around the country. So he needs a job that puts him in touch with people outside New York City, because he's not going to make the kind of money he wants to make just deals in Brooklyn.
Okay, so can I do same deal with Sliwa? What do you guys think the odds are that
he's the harder one?
That's right.
Yeah, but Cuomo can win with Sliwa still in the race, as long as you know there's a Republicans for Cuomo effort. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty. Exit question. With all the uncertainty, I don't want contingent answers. What's the percent chance now that Mamdani is the next mayor of New York City? Dan was at 60 yesterday. Dan, where are you now?
55. He's still the favorite.
You went down 5% with the field being cleared potentially?
It's starting. So now it's starting, but you got to get to that line of getting them both out. So you need about 2 weeks. Early ballots come out in mid-October. You need to let all this play out, in terms of settling.
Dan says 55. Sean?
75.
Yeah, I'm still at 75.
Still, you guys are at 85. You're down.
We came down a little bit, but I'm saying we came down more than you did, Dan. All right.